It's the Shayhem Podcast, a short video podcast each week sharing auto and home insurance tips with Allstate insurance expert Shay Seaver. Check it out. It can help you save money, and it can inform you and kind of sort out some confusing issues with regards to regulations and requirements in the personal liability insurance space. Man, it's the middle of July. But he is so cool, he hasn't even broken a sweat yet. He is the antidote to mayhem, Shay Seaver.
Morning, sir.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing better than good. You know that's a rhetorical question, right?
Yeah, I do. Nobody really cares ever, do they? How you doing?
And the reason why I'm still so cool is because I keep it 55 degrees in the office.
Oh, is that what it is? We're in Nashville, Tennessee, and there is a river here called the Cumberland. Nashville sits on the Cumberland River. Do I need flood insurance? Is there anything I can do? Are we going to ever have the great flood? Do we need to build an ark? What's the story on flood insurance for our homes?
Well, flood insurance, that's a great question. Everybody is in some type of flood zone, flood risk. You got your low risk and your high risk. Your low risk is considered zone X on the flood maps, and your high risk is considered AE zone, and that's where you're required to have flood insurance. Unfortunately, some of those customers or homeowners that were considered in a low risk flood zone X were actually in a zone AE when that flood came through. It was unfortunate. It was one of those 100-year-old floods or more. And so sometimes you don't know really until you get a mortgage. The bank's going to do their due diligence to pull to see if you're in a flood zone or not. Even if the back of your property remotely has any zone AE, they're going to require you to have flood insurance. Of course, the rate will be lower. On the flood zone AE, where it's required, there will be a certificate of elevation done to give us the high and low points of the home based on the low points of entry from the rising waters coming from the outside into the home. And those is where you could get up to, a few $1,000s a year when you're in a zone AE, and flood insurance is required.
Now, we've talked about automobile insurance a lot on this podcast and how the liability works and that sort of thing. How does the liability on my home insurance work? Does it follow the same kind of rules and regulations for that?
That's a great question. Now, when you're driving your auto policy, or your auto or the vehicle that you're driving that's on your auto insurance, the liability that's on your auto policy is what's protecting you while you're behind the wheel of the vehicle. Mm-hmm. Once you park that vehicle and step outside the vehicle, the liability from your renter's policy, your homeowner's policy, your condo policy is what protecting you from any negligence on your part, such as, maybe you're at your friend's house and you're cooking dinner and all of a sudden you cause a grease fire and burn the kitchen down. Then the liability from your homeowners, renters, and whatnot will cover that because it was your negligence and not your friends. I've had one neighbor kid shoot the next door neighbor's kid in the rear with a BB gun. And had to go to the emergency room. And so there was a small liability claim paid out there. Or even walking through somebody's backyard and stepping in a hole in the ground and twisting your ankle, having to go to the yard, that homeowner is responsible for that because of the hole in the ground. So that's one aspect, because a lot of renters now, renting from apartment complexes, are requiring you to have renter's insurance. Mm-hmm. They really don't care about your personal belongings. They want to protect the apartment if you're negligent in any part and damage the apartment. I've had one about 2 months ago where a customer moved from Murfreesboro to Brentwood, just moved in, and apparently he has a dog, and the dog jumped up on the stove and somehow turned it on, and there was boxes on top of it and caused a kitchen fire. And there was about $30,000, $40,000 in damage there alone just from the renter's policy, and his liability underneath that covered that, and also his personal belongings.
He is the antidote to mayhem, Allstate insurance expert, Shay Seaver. We hope you'll listen to the podcast every week, enjoy it, and share it, like, and comment.
It's a great day with Shay. If you have any questions about insurance in general, whether it's flood or auto or even home insurance, please feel free to give us a call at 615-896-SAVE. That's 615-896-7283. Thank you for watching and have a better than good day from Shay.